it literally took me 12 months in order for me to get what I prayed for, just for me to be able to be financially stable, whether that was an entrepreneur or not being an entrepreneur. I think this is also a testament of sometimes that we think that we're ready for things, and like God will give it to us and show you that you aren't ready. So like I said, in 2016, one of my goals was to not walk into 2017 working for someone else. And it also speaks to how specific you should be in your prayers, because I said I didn't want to walk into 2017, but I also didn't know that that was going to happen in March, like literally within 3 months in a year of me losing my job and God allowing me to be a full-time entrepreneur. But then God also showing me that not necessarily that I'm not ready to be a full-time entrepreneur, but I don't have the financial stability within my business alone to be able to live off of my own income from my business. I think a lot of times we think that, well, if I didn't have a job, I can spend more time on my business. That may be the case, but you also have to make sure that you have consistent income coming in, because like a 9 to 5, you can take a PTO day and you can still get paid. You can have a sick day and you still get paid. But with entrepreneurship, if you aren't working, you aren't getting paid. And if you don't have consistent income coming in prior to becoming a full-time entrepreneur, my experience has been a bit more difficult trying to get consistent income as a full-time entrepreneur, because I didn't have that full-time income to pour into my business. It was literally whatever was coming in from my business, it was literally getting put back in. It wasn't like, oh, I have a extra $500, or oh, I have an extra $1,000 from my corporate check that can go into my business this week, or that can go into my business this month, or I can invest in this specific project. So if you have a job, just be grateful for it. Know that God has you there for a specific reason. Sometimes God does call us to step out on faith and to take full-time entrepreneurship, just for that. But just make sure that you are seeking God and that you're hearing Him clearly. I think a lot of times we move off of fleshly desires, what we want, and not really what God is leading us to. So my experience, God granted me the desires of my heart to show me that I wasn't ready yet. So even though I probably had anticipated leaving corporate America in December of 2016, but God had other plans. My goal was still to move here to Atlanta, and He allowed that goal to happen. It just happened in a way that I really didn't expect it to happen. But I also have learned and grown so much through this season, and my faith has increased like never before. I know I've mentioned that I've had a bunch of issues with my car. It's been instances where it's like $1,200 to get my car fixed, and literally all I have in my bank account is $900, and I'm going to the dealership like, hey, I know it's $1,200 to get my car fixed, but all I got is $1,900 right now, so this is what y'all gonna take, and this is what y'all gonna do, and y'all gonna get my car fixed. And it's been instances where that has happened, and I literally go to the dealership like with that mindset, like, this is my $900, that's all I have. And then I know that it's $1,200 to get my car fixed, because I know what the issue is. And then I get to the dealership and they're like, oh, you just need a replacement of this part and it's only $400. I'm like, what? I know it's supposed to be $1,200. So my faith has increased tremendously. My trust in God has increased tremendously. My prayer life has increased tremendously. And just me being able to experience God and just see Him for truly who He is, to be able to see Him as a provider. I think a lot of times we know the names of God, but we haven't always experienced Him on those specific levels. And I experienced Him as my provider, as my waymaker, as my miracle worker. Like, there's nothing, absolutely nothing that is too difficult or too hard for Him to do. So whatever it is that you may be struggling with, I just pray that your faith is increased. I just pray that you are able to lean on God, that you're able to rest in His word, rest in His promises. During that season, one thing that I continued to read was Hebrews. Hebrews is on faith, James as well, the book of James. And one of my favorite books of the Bible, I don't know if many people would say this, but the book of Job. Even with me going through my season, like I felt like Job, like literally everything is being stripped away from me, or I'm literally going from one hardship to another, one trial to another, one tribulation to another. Like I felt like I could not catch a break. So me knowing that God still blessed Job, like He gave him double for his trouble, and God has literally gave me quadruple for my trouble, and I'm so very grateful. And even within my business has flourished. I've made more in my business since I've been working at this new job than I did when I was unemployed for 12 months. So, yeah, I'm just so grateful, and I just pray that this testimony resonates with you and that it helps you through whatever season it is that you may be going through. And I pray that whenever you do experience doubt, when you do feel that God has left you, just come back to these videos and just hear what God has done in my life and know that He can do the exact same thing for you, and even more and even better. So, God bless you. So a few things that I did that I felt that helped me through this season, because it wasn't easy, and I know for some people they may have given up, but for me, praying daily, like literally praying daily, even when I felt like God wasn't answering or I wasn't hearing Him, like even reminding Him, like remind Him of the things that He promised you, like, Lord, you told me to move here to Atlanta. I know you didn't bring me all the way here for me to fail. So just reminding God of what He said He would do, and reminding Him of His promises, and praying daily and seeking Him daily, resting in His word, reading His word. I tithe. I still tithe. When I wasn't working, I still tithe. I didn't care if I made $300 in the week. I still tithe. If I made $100, I still tithe. If I made $500, I still tithe. And I believe that God honored my sacrifice with that, with having little to no income and still being faithful in my giving, still being faithful in my tithing. Like everything that I have, like it doesn't belong to me. It's all God. So whatever He gives me, whatever He blesses me with, I owe Him the 10%. Like it's only 10%. So I think that's one thing that helped me. I counted my blessings. Whenever I felt like God sent me a blessing, I had a blessings jar. Every time that I got a check in the mail, or every time God sent somebody to be a blessing to me, or even if I felt like God protected me from something, like whatever the blessing was, like daily I would try to find something or be able to recognize what it is that God had blessed me with. And just being able to start that jar at the beginning of 2017, and then literally month by month, like just seeing the blessings adding up and the blessings adding up. And at any point where I felt discouraged, I can just look and see all that God has blessed me with and all that He still has to give me. So that's another thing that helped me. And I know it's easy to say not to worry, but don't worry. Like God has you. He has it all planned out. You gain nothing by worrying. You lose so much by worrying. Like literally just give it to God. Surrender to Him. Like lay it all at His feet. The Bible says, cast all your cares upon Him, for He cares for you. He cares for you. He didn't intend for us to experience trials and tribulations and for that to be a lifetime for us. Yes, throughout our lifetime we'll have various trials and tribulations, but where you are is just temporary. It's not your final destiny. So those are some things that helped me, as well as having a gratitude journal. Every night I would write 3 things that I was grateful for. And it didn't have to be big things. It could be, I'm grateful that God woke me up this morning. I'm grateful that I even have a job. I'm grateful that my lights are on. I'm grateful that I have a roof over my head. I'm grateful that God has provided for me to be able to put food on my table. It can be as small as possible. It still counts. And it helps you to not focus so much on the bad or what you don't have, but being able to focus on what you do have and being able to cherish that. And another thing, once you get discouraged or feel like God isn't near or He isn't answering your prayers, just flip back and just rest on all the things that you have been grateful for. And even going back and reflecting on all of the blessings that He has poured out for you. And know that if He did it before, He can do it again. And He can continue to keep doing and doing and doing it again. So I pray that that helps you. And I pray that it blesses you. And I'm just excited to even hear the testimonies that you guys will have through the seasons that you're in, or even the things that you're going to experience in the future.